How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today we are talking pork butt. We're gonna be going over a real simple recipe for cooking perfect pork butt for pulled pork sandwiches, tacos, nachos, whatever you want. This is a great method for beginners, but hey, it's a great method if you have a little more time and don't want to run it super hot and fast. You want some good smoky flavor, then you got to give this one a try. So let's bring you in and show you how we're going to prep this pork butt.
All right, so I have about a 7.8 pound pork butt right here, and the prep on it's gonna be very simple. I just wanted to show you a few things here. We have some weird fat and vessels right here. I just wanna take that out. And any of this top fat that seems a little excessive, I'm just gonna take that out. I typically don't get too crazy with my pork butts as far as trimming, but if I see a lot of hard fat like that, you know, there's a valve right here. I wanna take some of that out just so we have a nice spot for our rub to sit on there and form a nice bark. So there's a little bit of fat right here. I'm just gonna take that off. This little hangy piece right here is coming off, and that's looking pretty good. I mean, there's a small little chunk right here we could do without. You don't have to trim any of this if you don't want to. I just like to make sure it's looking good. So I'd say that's probably decent for me. At this point, we're just gonna go on the fat side. See, we have a nice full fat cap on here. That's gonna be really great to help protect this meat on the cooker. Especially, we're gonna be running at 275 degrees today. So not super hot and fast, not real low and slow, kind of a happy medium. And this fat cap will just help protect it. So the first rub we're coming on with is the Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub, which is a fantastic base layer rub. So we'll just come in like that. Make sure we get all our edges. There we go, you can see the coarse pepper on there. You can smell the Worcestershire powder in there. It smells fantastic. So we'll just get that pressed in. And then next we're coming in with my Kickin BBQ Honey Chipotle. It's one of my favorite combinations on pork. These two rubs just work very well together. So we'll get this bottom seasoned up, get this pressed in. We'll flip it over and repeat it on the top side. Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub. Get our edges again here, get that pressed in. Then we're coming in with the Kickin BBQ Honey Chipotle. All right, so I'm just gonna let this rub sweat in while the Lone Star Grill's pellet grill comes up to temperature 275 degrees, and I'll meet you outside when it's time to get this on the cooker. All right, so we have the Lone Star Grill's pellet grill running at 275 degrees. Just gonna get our pork butt on right here, get that closed up, and we're gonna let it go for probably 3-4 hours before we even check on it. So I'll bring you back and let you know how long it's been when it's time to check on it. All right, so it has been 3 hours at 275 degrees. I'm just gonna spritz this down with a little bit of water. Our bark is setting up nicely. I'm just gonna let this go for another hour or two before I come out and check the temperature. I'm really gonna be wrapping to color here. It's looking pretty good, but not quite there yet. Once we wrap, I'll let you know the internal temperature, but we're strictly cooking to color here. So I'm gonna get this back in and I'll bring you back in probably an hour or two. All right, so it has been about an hour and a half. This pork butt is looking fantastic. Good color on there, taking internal temperature reading. We're sitting at about 174 degrees. So we are ready to wrap this up. And for the wrap, it's gonna be very simple. We're just gonna get this up off, get it in a foil pan here. I like to use foil pans so it can catch all the juices, and then we can run them through a fat separator, get the fat out, and then go ahead and save the porky juices to mix in with our pulled. So all we'll do here, get this over, get this covered up, and that is looking really good. I'm gonna get this in, get it shut down, and we'll cook it till it's tender. Typically, I'm looking for an internal temperature dead center of about 206 degrees. So I'll bring you back when we've hit that and let you know how long it's been. See you then. All right, so it has been another hour on our pork butt. We're just gonna take a quick temperature reading here, and we are sitting at about 202 degrees. But more importantly, I can tell right now that there's still a few tight spots right here. So I'm gonna let this go for probably another half hour, then I'll come out and check it. But other than that, it's looking good. 30 more minutes, see you then. All right, so it's been another 45 minutes. We're just gonna check for tenderness here. And yeah, that thing is probing like absolute butter. We're sitting at about 207 right there. So yeah, feeling real nice. I'm just gonna bring this in, let it rest for about an hour, and then we'll shred it up and see how we did. Hour, 2 hours, somewhere in there. And I'll bring you back when it's time to shred it up. So we will see you then. All right, guys, so we've gone ahead and let this pork butt rest for a little over an hour now. Just gonna get this foil off, see how she's looking. Oof, that looks real nice. Check that out. A lot of juice in there. And my favorite thing to do with this juice is I get one of these strainers, and I'll have a link down below. If you've seen my other pork butt videos, you know I utilize these all the time. And I'm just gonna pour this juice into the strainer, and that fat is going to separate from the good juice. We'll be able to save the good juice, get the fat out of there, So we'll get that going. We'll set this off to the side here so that can separate. Beautiful pork butt right here. I know this thing is tender, so we're gonna get it out, set it down right here. I'm gonna pour the rest of that juice right in there. Get that set off to the side, and just look at that thing. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see if that bone comes out clean. Ha, yeah. I'd say that is a nice and clean bone. Everyone loves a clean bone. Beautiful. Should we see if she shreds? Oh yeah, like butter. Absolutely juicy, still nice and warm. Nice barky bits on there. Look at that. That is awesome. Just gonna go ahead and get this shredded up. And I like to leave it in a little bit bigger chunks, get a little bit heartier of a sandwich that way, or taco, or whatever you're making with this. Beautiful strands right here. Look at that pull. That is amazing. Some nice white meat right here. Beautiful. A little chunk of the money muscle right here. Oh yeah, so much moisture in there. That is amazing. Come down here. This is where our fat cap is. We're just gonna scrape the meat off of that, the little bacon meat that's in there. Then there's our fat cap. We'll just get that off to the side. Just pull this up a little bit more. Just effortlessly pulls apart. I mean, perfectly cooked pulled pork. This took about 8.5 hours, 275 degrees, and I know this is gonna be delicious. This is one of my favorite recipes for pork, and it's super simple. So yeah, that looks amazing. Let's pull you out and let's do a little taste test. Actually, before we go ahead and do that taste test, check it out. This top line here is the fat. This bottom line is all that good pork juice. Hopefully you can see that on camera. So I'm just gonna redistribute all this juice back in. That is a ton of flavor. And if you're not doing this, you are missing out on just a bunch of flavor on your pork. So I'd say right there is probably good. Maybe a squirt or two more. That is it right there. Look at all that juice on there. You'll toss this in that. It'll absorb it. It's just gonna be packed full of porky flavor. So, all right, now we're gonna do the taste test. All right, guys, so let's jump in and give this a try. I'm gonna grab some of this white meat right here with a little bit of bark on there, twirl that up, get some of that juice on there. Here we go, cheers. Melts in your mouth, you don't need any teeth to eat this. Super tender, fantastic, nice piece of bark right here. Hit that with some of the juice. There is flavor through and through in this pork butt. It needs no extra seasoning. Adding that juice back really helps bring in the flavor into the meat. I'm all set for the week. I got stuff for sandwiches. I got stuff for tacos. I got stuff for nachos. You name it, we're good to go. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time.